Hi, I'm still fascinated by Hyperlapse Pro from Microsoft. Um, and I've got it going, but to get it going, I've had to get it going in virtually because here is a Windows 10 installation in VirtualBox, which is a program for Mac OS 10 by Oracle that allows you to run a virtual machine. And here is a Windows 10 virtual machine, which I've loaded Hyperlapse Pro onto, and it works fine, even virtually. So the settings, these are the right way around, resolution and frame rate are the right way around. It finished the file, so it's stable, and I've got a finished file here which I'm going to transfer over to the Mac, and we'll have a look at it. The one thing I can find is they've still got Xiaomi Yi spelt wrong. It's still Xiao Yi in the Windows version. But I've got it going and we've got a file to look at. So I'll see you in a second. Hi, well, I processed the film. As you can see, the one on the left is the Microsoft one by the stamp on it, which removes when you register the program. And what I'm going to do is show them to you here on the desktop for a second, and then I'll take them into iMovie and run them side by side. So I'm going to start them off. Obviously, they're not going to be exactly in sync because I can't start them both off together, but let's have a look. Okay, now it's noticeable here that the Microsoft program has cropped it. That's what all these programs do, is when they iron out the kinks, is they crop them. And that becomes really obvious in about a minute or so when you can see my... Actually, you can see it now. If you look at the bottom left-hand corner, you see my shadow? Look how much bigger it is on the right-hand one, the un-Microsoft one. And it's gone there completely from the Microsoft one on the left there. And that shows you how it crops. But it looks pretty good. It's pretty difficult to tell, looking at it like this, what exactly it's doing to the vibes, because it's quite big, so your eyes are moving from left to right. It's difficult to watch both at once. So I think what I'll do is, I just want to show you this bit of the shadow again. There, you see, that makes it really obvious. On the right there's me, bottom left-hand corner. And on the left, you can just see the sort of front of the bike and how cropped it is. Yeah, so I'll stop that here, and we will... I'll take you into iMovie and run them side by side. Okay, here we go. I've got them running together in iMovie now. And they are in sync. But the car on the left looks a bit bigger because of the cropping we've just been discussing. It's so difficult to tell, isn't it? I'm in completely two minds about whether it's made a big difference or not. I'm going to have to study this footage. I'm going to have to take a load more footage and study it. I have to go over that really bumpy bit off the big roundabout that I know on the way back into Tewkesbury, and have a good look and see whether it makes a big difference. I think it is making a bit of a difference there. It's so difficult to tell. All you can do is watch it and decide for ourselves, because you're watching this. Obviously it's a bit better quality for me because you're watching it on YouTube. YouTube will process this video and that will degrade it slightly in the process of degrading it. But I can watch the raw files. But it's still pretty difficult to tell. Does the sky on the left look a bit less intensely coloured than the one on the right? I think it does a bit there. Look, it's white on the left there. Yeah, a lot more study is needed. I think the best thing I can do is shut up, let you watch it, and you can decide for yourselves. Oh yeah, one more thing I wanted to mention is Hyperlapse definitely takes the sound away from the files. So the sound you're hearing is coming, the motor sound you're hearing is purely coming from the original file, and I've reduced that to 10%. Right, I tried to add another movie to the end of these clips, but iMovie is choking on it for some reason, keeps on failing, and the file it produces ends at the end of these clips, so I'm going to have to do this commentary now. What I was trying to show you was that the file that comes out of that has been Microsoft gone through Hyperlapse, that is actually slightly longer than the original, only by a second or so, but it comes out slightly longer, which is odd to say the least. I can't work it out. I also can't work out what on earth to do. Do I wait for them to get the Mac version stable and then buy that? Or I'm about to partition the hard disk and with Boot Camp install Windows 10 on a Boot Camp partition on this Mac, which in effect gives me a PC. Do I buy the Windows version? Is it worth it? What I'm going to have to do is take a load more footage. I'm not actually convinced that it's making all that much difference, and it seems to produce this sort of wavy side-to-side effect as well. And the colours are different. If you look at the colours in the sky, you'll see the Microsoft ones on the left are a lot softer than the ones on the right. So it's difficult. And given my history of decision making over the last year or two, I've made some real corkers, some really poor decisions. I've made some good ones as well, but some really poor ones. So I'm sort of a bit dubious at the moment. Well, I'm just going to have to think about it. That's the best I can do for demonstrating to you that Hyperlapse Windows is fine. And I'm pretty indecisive.